So in classic Sega fashion, it looks like August updates are going to be separated into multiple releases, beginning with the first half of August. So with the first thing that's coming out at the beginning of August is actually the AC Scratch Ticket Sunshine Marine Stars. Much like the Sweet Summer AC Scratch, this one is actually a little bit different, where we get land-based uniforms to be able to use while in the open world. One of the first ones we wound up seeing here is the male one, and honestly, this looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to be leaving a link down in the description below so that way you guys can see the full video and take a look for the scratch for yourselves, because it also has a hairstyle that I'm actually very interested in, as well as the scratch bonus this time around, which is the helicopter glide, which I think is absolutely hysterical. Also releasing on August 4th, they're also going to be giving us the added side stories. It's basically what it looks like right now is we're getting 2 story quests that are going to be involving Aina. One of them is called the Melikani Monument, and then what I can only assume that the next side story is going to be called the What is Aina's Wish. In these, we're also going to be getting some completion rewards. Looks like just some simple bracelets and accessories. And then as far as new features is concerned, we're actually going to have the ability to display or hide our current mag. This is something that I think is actually going to be done a little bit ahead of time, because we do know that the mag evolution change features will be released at some point in the future. Having this now is actually really awesome, because then that means they're going to be able to do more a little bit later on. This is also great for all of you screenshot enthusiasts out there. Then we actually have the long-awaited Braver release, which is also going to be happening on August 4th. As we already know, Braver is going to be launching with 2 weapons, the Photon Bow as well as the Katana. And much like our previous predictions, it looks like we were correct. It looks like the Katana is going to be considered a melee weapon, whereas the Photon Bow is going to be considered a ranged weapon. However, it looks like to be able to combat this, they did say that they were going to be announcing a brand new augment that is tailored specifically to Braver. When it comes to Braver, we did get a little bit of a glimpse inside the skill tree, and it looks like the 2 abilities that are going to be all class abilities is called Rest Effect Amplifier, which I can only assume is increase the effect of rest signs. There's actually an ability that was available back in base PSO2, which whenever you recovered from a fall or knockdown, you'd be able to gain HP back. You can also see the return of Tracer Arrow, as well as some other Braver abilities from the previous kit back in base PSO2. One of the really cool things here is that Katana PAs will have a 3-step version. Basically, with the Katana PAs, each time you use it, it'll then have another step added to that PA. Honestly, I foresee Bravers being completely busted on launch, but hey, we're gonna have to see it next week. And then with that being said, the obvious choice is that katanas and bows are gonna have the weapons available in the drop tables beginning that time as well. One cool thing that a lot of players are asking for is actually the scratch for the Braver outfit. It looks like that outfit is going to be available in an SG scratch, so it looks like a lot of players are going to be receiving the Braver outfit in all of its glory and for free. It also comes with some really cool signature poses, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm absolutely ecstatic for these. This is probably, out of the 2 SG scratches that we've seen so far, this is going to be one of my favorite. I'm already telling you right now, because the fashion looks dope. That's it, I have spoken. Then when it comes to the second set of August updates, we then find out that defense quests are urgent quests, and I'm kind of a little bit disappointed, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But anyway, for this first scratch, we get the Summer Sky Seaside scratch, which basically Sega said, hey, we know you guys are horny, so we're going to give you everything you want and more. It comes out on August 18th, and I'm not going to show the whole thing because I want to start getting into the urgent quest, which was, you know, the main topic of what's going to be going on from the 18th going forward. They also showed off a new urgent quest, which is the Mining Rig Defense, which is otherwise known as the defense quest that we wound up seeing being advertised beforehand, which, as far as content is concerned, or as far as an urgent quest is concerned, this is actually incredibly well done and an upgrade from the previous versions of the defense quest that we saw back in base PSO2, which was the mining base. I meant to say base, and every subsequent tower defense that we wound up seeing even beforehand. But unfortunately, this is not the content that we were looking for. What was originally advertised as having its own quest type, mining defenses, were actually turned into an urgent quest, which unfortunately turns what we were excited for when it comes to new content, or at least something new to do as an entire whole, is now tied to the randomized schedule when it comes to urgent quests. So for those of you guys who were saying that defense quests were going to be, you know, random urgents, you know what, you're right, and I concede. No matter how much of an improvement this looks like, and it actually looks like it can be pretty fun, the fact that it's tied to being random because it's an urgent kind of feels like they're still not going to solve any issues when it comes to not having enough content in the game, because this game does not fail when it comes to execution. It fails on the idea that there's still not enough to do outside of all of these random moments. because now we have gigantics as well as urgent quests that are all seemingly random. So while this is a living, breathing world where anything can happen at any time, it just feels like there's too much randomness going around and not enough actual things to do outside of these random occurrences. Because now what it makes me feel like is that the trigger quests are just going to be exactly that. They're not going to be anything new. It's going to be you being able to spawn and proc each and every single one of these urgent quests, you know, at a time that fits you, which is all right, and that solves long-term issues when it comes to the game. But as of right now, the game is failing because of short-term problems that are only going to be solved in the long term. But what a lot of players are feeling right now is that this isn't going to be able to satisfy them up until the winter updates, and only makes it so that way the winter updates might feel just as barren as things are right now. As far as my personal opinion is, I'm hoping that I'm wrong. I don't want this game to fail. I love this game, but as of right now, I might have to jump the camp and say, you know what, I'm agreeing with a lot of you guys. I don't enjoy making content where I'm basically bashing the game or telling that, you know, or saying that we need more content. I don't enjoy making that style of content. But anyway, moving on. Anyway, what is cool is the fact that we get the Evo series, which is a new all weapon type weapon series that we get to try out new multi-weapons with. So that's fun. So anyway, if you wind up going from August 4th going forward to the end of the month, you can get 10 end grinders for, you know, playing this AC scratch. Yeah, great. I'm just gonna throw this into the video at this point because I think this is funny. What? Anyway, Braver launches on the 4th, which is next week, and at this point, I don't really know what else to say here. So I'm going to ask for all of your opinions in the comment section down below, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of negativity here. But what are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to spend the money on Booba, but at the same time, I'm hoping for more in the future. I want a glimmer of hope in this game, and it's weird that I'm kind of even having to say this, but anyway, I'm gonna end the video on here. So thank you guys again for watching and listening. As always, stay awesome, stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Bye, mom.